Hello, everyone. Professor Thompson here. It is June 6th, and a couple announcements, reminders, thoughts on my mind today, this Tuesday. And they really relate back to many of the emails. There's four things that I want to touch on. This will be a very short video, but four really quick, important things. The first thing is I'm continuing to get questions about the audience and venue aspect of your speech recordings. It is a state of Illinois requirement that you have to give your presentation in a public place of some sort. Again, I will be fairly flexible with that, but it cannot be in your house. It's got to be somewhere that is a public place. And second of all, you have to have 8 people who are 16 years of age or older that you show me on camera that are watching your speech when you give your speech. I cannot change this. I cannot bend this. I understand that it might be a difficult element for some of you. I always like to say an online class gives you flexibility, but it's not easier. And this is one of those elements that is not easier. You have to gather these people of your choice to be your audience for your speech. And that's a state of Illinois requirement. If you had chosen to register for a face-to-face class, you would be giving your speech to 22 other students in the same class. And so while you aren't expected to gather 22 people, you are expected to gather 8 at the minimum. I cannot change it. Remember, as the syllabus says, if you do not meet the 3 state of Illinois criteria, the third being unedited video, if you don't meet any of those, then your speech is a 0. And again, I don't even really need to watch the whole speech. It's just a 0. So I'm not trying to be harsh. I'm not trying to work against you. I want to work for you. But this is really something that is out of my control, and it's my responsibility to enforce it for the integrity of my course, for the integrity of my department, and for the integrity of the transferability of our courses from COD to other places. So that's the first thing. Second thing, many of you are talking about using PowerPoints in your speech. Make sure if you use a PowerPoint that it enhances and extends your message. It is not your message. It's not a PowerPoint full of text. Ask yourself, does this slide enhance and extend my message in some way? If it does not do either one of those, there's no point to your PowerPoint. You can use many other objects, pictures, graphs, photographs, handouts. You don't have to use PowerPoint. Third thing, structure of your speech. You probably should have 2 to 5 main points. I know that the book talked in chapters 9, 10, 11, 12, which you should be completing and applying to your speech process. Using those techniques, especially chapter 10, in developing your speech. You should have at the minimum 2 body points, at the most 5 body points for your presentation. And so that's what I'm looking for. You also want to make sure that they are main points. Just talking about your personal experience is not, in this case, a main point. So if you're looking for references, look at the examples in the book. I would also suggest looking to the video tab on the left side and looking at some example presentations that I posted in there that you may in fact be using for your peer evaluation assignment. But it'll give you some sense of the idea of how main points are divided up. The fourth and final thing that I wanted to talk about was, it's skipping my brain right now, it's audience, venue, PowerPoint, structure, and I don't remember off this. Oh, and this would make sense, right? I'm getting a lot of emails that are asking me questions that are answered by watching these videos or by reading the requirements for the speech. I'm really big on make sure that you're reading the requirements, make sure you're looking at the assignment, make sure you're watching the videos before asking me a question that could be answered by doing that. And I'm preaching to the choir probably, because if you're watching this video, this may not apply to you, but it's amazing how in the last 24 hours I've gotten 12 emails asking me questions that are probably in the first 3 pages of the syllabus. So you want to make sure that you are aware of all of the information. And again, this may not apply to many of you watching this right now. I'm happy that you're watching this. I also want to say that I am so pleased with how many of you are working ahead. I am so pleased at how many of you have your assignments in. You are progressing smoothly. So that is really, really looking good. Please make sure that you are submitting your assignments quickly. Make sure that you are not waiting until the last minute to submit your speech. I don't want you to have technical difficulties. And so you want to make sure you're recording sooner rather than later, and you make sure that you're uploading your video as soon as possible to avoid any sort of issues where you run out of time and you've missed your deadline. Please email me with any questions. I got 70 emails today from students, so clearly there are questions, concerns. If you have them, keep them coming. I will talk to you very soon.